The moment Emily walked through her mother's front door, that Thanksgiving afternoon, she already knew the day wasn't going to be easy. Her mom had that excited, almost too bright smile, the same one she used whenever she was about to compare Emily to her younger sister, Claire. The house smelled like turkey, cinnamon candles, and something that felt like old pressure. Emily took a slow breath, reminding herself she'd promised to get through the day without losing her cool. She'd practiced it in the car. Don't react, don't snap, don't let them get to you. But she also knew something was coming. It always did. Thanksgiving had never been neutral for her family. It was the holiday where people smiled while hiding knives behind their backs, where every compliment came with a jab, and every question was secretly a judgment. But this year was different. Emily had a truth sitting quietly inside her that no one knew. Not her sister, not her mom, not even her dad. And she hadn't planned to reveal it today, until they pushed her. She walked into the living room where relatives were already gathered around the TV. Claire sat on the couch in a perfect cream sweater dress, holding her fiancé's hand like she was posing for a catalog photo. Her engagement ring sparkled so aggressively it felt like a spotlight. Claire said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. You made it. Yeah, traffic was a mess, Emily replied, keeping her tone neutral. From the dining room, Mom called out, "Girls, come help with the table." And that was the beginning of the spiral. If you're watching this and you've ever sat at a family dinner feeling like everyone sees you as the disappointment, hit that subscribe button. I make stories for people who went through real things, not the picture perfect kind families pretend they have. So if you get it, join us. Emily helped arrange plates while Claire talked non-stop about her upcoming wedding, even though it had already happened 6 weeks ago. The reception had been huge, glamorous, and expensive. Their mom still talked about it like it was a royal event. Did you see our photos on Instagram? Claire asked, lifting her phone. I saw, Emily said. Claire waited, expecting praise. They looked nice, just nice. That was enough to annoy her. Mom placed the gravy dish down and sighed dramatically. It was more than nice, honey. It was beautiful, one of the best weddings we've had in the family. Emily smiled politely, but she felt it. The familiar sting of being compared. Dinner began. They prayed, passed dishes, and tried small talk that never stayed small. Halfway through the meal, Mom turned to Emily and said the one line Emily knew she had planned since the minute she woke up. So, Claire's wedding was great! When's yours? The table went silent. Claire smirked, pretending to sip her wine. Emily put down her fork slowly. She felt her heart beating, but not in a panicked way. More like a steady drum. Controlled. Calm. She'd been waiting for this exact moment, though she didn't expect it to arrive this perfectly. She wiped her mouth with a napkin and looked straight at her mom. I actually already had mine. Mom blinked. What? What do you mean you had one? Emily nodded. Exactly what it sounds like. I got married. The table reacted like she'd dropped a firecracker. You act? To macho? Win. Mom's voice cut over everyone else. Emily, this is not funny. I'm not joking, Emily said. I got married. Quietly. A while ago. Claire laughed out loud. Okay, you're lying. You would have told us. Emily tilted her head. Why? Every time I date someone, you. She motioned between her sister and her mom. Make jokes, compare them to Claire's fiancé, or criticize them. If I'd said I was serious about someone, you would have found a way to ruin that too. Mom shook her head, offended. Emily, that's unfair. We just want the best for you. No. Emily replied, still calm. You want the best for Claire. For me, you want something to talk about. The room had shifted. Claire's fiancé stared at his plate. Her dad watched quietly, blinking like he wasn't sure if he should speak. Mom pressed her hands together. Okay, then who is he? When did this happen? Why weren't we invited? Emily breathed in. Here was the hard part. I didn't want a big wedding, she said. And he didn't either. We just wanted something private. Peaceful. Not a performance. Claire scoffed. So you eloped with some random guy we've never met. And you're acting like that's normal. Emily met her eyes. It's normal for people who don't need to prove anything. Claire's jaw tightened. Mom was visibly shaking now, her nostrils flaring. Emily recognized that expression. It was embarrassment. Her mom didn't care that Emily was married. She cared that she couldn't post photos, brag to friends, and show off like she'd done with Claire. Emily folded her hands. Look, I wasn't planning to say it today, but since you asked, Mom leaned forward. Are you really married? Lass! To who? What's his name? Emily looked around the table one more time. Everyone waited. Some were curious. Some judgmental. Claire looked irritated that Emily was getting attention. Any attention. Emily cleared her throat softly. His name is Jason. Claire frowned. Jason who? Emily took a sip of water before answering. Jason Miller. Claire stiffened. Mom's eyes widened. Dad dropped his fork. Claire's fiancé mumbled, "Isn't that?" "Yeah," Claire said, her voice cracking. "That's my ex." Silence moved through the room like a slow wave. Emily set her glass down gently, her heartbeat steady. And in that moment, for the first time in years, she felt power. Real, quiet, undeniable power. But she wasn't smiling, and she wasn't proud of it. The truth wasn't something she had planned to weaponize. Yet here they were. And the night was only just getting started. Emily had expected the conversation with her mom to sit heavy on her chest for the rest of the week, but oddly, it was the quiet that unsettled her more. Her mom hadn't called. Her sister, Megan, hadn't texted. Not even a passive-aggressive emoji in the family group chat. Just silence. Thick, cold silence. The kind that says, "We talked about you behind closed doors." By Monday morning, Emily found herself replaying the Thanksgiving moment again and again. Not the part where she said she'd already been married, but the look on Megan's face afterward, the confusion first. Then the slow, creeping realization that Emily was no longer the sister she could push around. Emily could almost see Megan trying to figure out what she meant, trying to decide if Emily had really gotten married or if she was just firing back out of frustration. Emily hadn't gotten married, of course. But she also wasn't planning to correct her. Because for the first time in years, Megan didn't have the upper hand. That small shift did something inside Emily. She felt awake in a way she hadn't felt in a long time, like she'd finally stopped waiting for her family to treat her differently and had started taking control of the way they saw her. Later that evening, her phone buzzed. It was Megan. "Hey, dinner, tomorrow. Just you and me." Emily stared at the message, trying to guess the intention behind every word. Megan never asked for on one time unless she wanted something. Emily typed back, "Sure. 6 okay? Perfect." She spent the next day at work barely able to focus. Her coworkers, people who didn't know anything about her sister or the competitiveness that ran through their family like a damn inheritance, kept asking why she seemed distracted. "Family stuff," Emily said. It was all she was willing to share. By the time she arrived at the restaurant that evening, Megan was already there, sitting by the window, waving her over like they were close. "Hey," Megan said, standing up to hug her. Emily hugged back, but it felt awkward. Forced, they sat, ordered drinks, made small talk. Then Megan leaned back and said, "So who's the guy?" Emily took a slow sip of water. "What do you mean?" "Come on," Megan said, lowering her voice like she was about to uncover a secret. "You know, the husband you apparently have." Emily didn't blink. "I didn't say he was a guy." Megan froze for a split second. "Okay, whatever, person. Who is it?" Emily shrugged. "Why does it matter?" "Because you dropped that in front of Mom like a grenade," Megan said, her frustration slipping through. "She called me after you left. She thought she missed the biggest moment of your life." "She missed a lot of moments in my life," Emily said quietly. "I don't see why one more matters." Megan sighed, annoyed. Stop. You know she didn't mean anything by it." "She never does," Emily said. "And somehow it's always me who has to swallow it." Megan sat back, looking wounded for a moment, before her expression shifted into something Emily recognized too well: calculation. "So are you actually married?" Her tone was soft, too soft. Megan wanted something. Emily realized exactly what this dinner was. Megan wasn't here for clarity. She wasn't here to reconnect as sisters. She wanted information she could take home, information she could twist into a narrative where she still came out on top. "No," Emily said. "I'm not." Megan's eyes lit up in this tiny, involuntary way, relief mixed with satisfaction. Emily saw it, and it hurt. but it also told her everything she needed to know. Megan didn't want her happy. She wanted her predictable. So it was a joke, Megan said, almost laughing. No, Emily said. It was a boundary. Megan blinked again, thrown off. What does that even mean? It means, Emily said calmly, I'm done letting you or Mom measure my life by how close it mirrors yours. Megan didn't speak for a moment. She just stared, trying to figure out the angle. What's going on with you? She finally asked. You're acting different. I'm tired, Emily said. Tired of playing the part you wrote for me. Megan leaned forward. Nobody wrote a part for you. I got married because I wanted to. I had a wedding because that was my choice. Mom celebrates it because she's happy for me. I know, Emily said, and I'm genuinely glad for you. But you never gave me space for my own choices. Like what? Megan asked. What choices have you made that I didn't support? Emily laughed under her breath. Are you serious? Yeah, I am. Emily paused, letting the weight of everything she had swallowed for years rise up. Every comparison, every joke, every time she had been made the less accomplished sister. You know, Emily said, maybe if you want to understand, you should start by actually listening instead of waiting for your turn to talk. Megan stiffened. I am listening. For the first time. Maybe. The server came to refill their drinks, breaking the tension for a moment. Megan picked at her napkin. I just don't get why you're so upset. Because, Emily said quietly, at Thanksgiving, Mom looked at me like I was unfinished, like I was late to my own life. Megan softened just a little. She didn't mean. I know, Emily cut in. But that's the problem. She doesn't mean to compare us, but she does. And you never stop her. Megan opened her mouth to respond, closed it, then said, okay. I hear you. I'll talk to her. Emily nodded, but something in her chest stayed rigid. The conversation drifted after that. Small talk, safe topics. But the air between them stayed tight. When they parted outside, Megan hugged her again. We're good, right? Megan said. Emily hesitated. We're working on it. Megan nodded, satisfied enough. Okay. Love you. Love you too, Emily replied automatically. But as Megan walked away, something settled inside Emily with a clarity she hadn't felt before. They weren't good. They weren't even close. Because Megan didn't want to understand her. She wanted to manage her. That's when Emily realized revenge didn't have to be loud or dramatic. It didn't have to involve ruining anyone's reputation or exposing secrets. Sometimes revenge was simply rewriting the story people thought they had already decided for you. And Emily was just getting started. Emily didn't sleep that night. She lay on her back, staring at the ceiling, replaying the entire dinner. Like she was scrubbing through footage on a phone. Every expression, every silence, every tightening jaw. Every truth she finally said out loud. By morning, the house was quiet. Her dad had texted her again at 6 a.m. I'm proud of you. Come by before you head home. So she did. When she walked into her parents' house, her dad was already sitting in the living room with 2 mugs of coffee and the news playing in the background like white noise. He stood up, hugged her, and didn't say anything at first, just held on a little longer than usual. You doing okay? He finally asked. Not sure yet, she said. He nodded like he understood exactly what that meant. They sat down, and he turned the volume on the TV lower, not off, because he knew Emily didn't like silence that felt too serious. I don't ever want you to feel like you have to prove anything to your mother, he said quietly. You built your life your way, and it's a good life. Emily looked down at her mug. I didn't want last night to turn into a fight. It didn't, her dad said. It turned into truth. She took a slow breath. I'm tired of pretending. I'm tired of letting them talk over my life like they get to narrate it. Well, he said, you took that power back. For the first time since Thanksgiving dinner, Emily felt something ease inside her. After talking with her dad for almost an hour, she packed her things, hugged him again, and headed to her car. As she opened the door, she heard the front door open behind her. Her mom. Emily froze. Her mom stood on the porch in a robe, arms crossed, face stiff. She didn't step closer. Headed out, she asked. Emily nodded. Yeah. There was a long pause, one of those heavy ones where both sides know an apology should go. there, but neither is sure how to start it. Her mom exhaled through her nose. Well, safe drive. Emily waited, giving her the space to say something more, anything more, but that was it. Thanks, Emily said quietly, and she got in the car. The whole drive home, her mind flicked through conversations she wished had happened but didn't. But she also replayed the ones she finally had, and those mattered. By the time she reached her apartment, she felt something she hadn't expected to feel: relief. Not anger, not shame, just relief. She set her bag down, changed into sweatpants, and opened her laptop to get back to work. She had freelance clients messaging her, a small project due Monday, a new email from a brand she'd pitched 2 weeks earlier. Her life, the one she built. Later that evening, halfway through answering emails, her phone buzzed. It was her sister. Emily stared at it for a few seconds before picking up. Hey, her sister said softly. Hey. Another long pause. So last night was rough, her sister admitted. Yeah, Emily said. It was. I just wanted to say, I didn't know you felt that way. About everything. Emily didn't respond right away. Not because she was angry, because she was choosing her words carefully. I didn't want to dump it on you, she said. It's not your fault Mom compares us. I know she means well, but it hurts. A lot? Her sister swallowed. Emily could hear it through the phone. I get it now. And I talked to Mom this morning. Emily felt her chest tighten. She won't admit it the normal way. You know how she is. But she said she realized she's been too focused on my milestones and not enough on yours. Emily leaned back on her couch. That's something, I guess. It is, her sister said. And for what it's worth, I'm proud of you. Legit proud. You're doing life on your own terms. And that takes courage. Emily closed her eyes. Thanks. Really? Also, her sister added, her voice warming a little, Daniel thinks you're a badass, by the way. Emily laughed for the first time all day. Why? He said you handled Thanksgiving like a TED Talk with attitude. Oh my God, Emily groaned, smiling. And he said if you ever need help with your business stuff, like marketing or whatever, he'd be happy to help. He thinks your Etsy shop could actually take off. Emily blinked. Seriously? Yeah, he said you have the kind of originality brands like right now. Emily didn't expect to feel emotional, but she did. Tell him I said thanks, she said, her voice softer. I will. Her sister paused again. And we're good, right? Emily thought about it for a moment, not to decide, but to appreciate the fact that she didn't have to pretend anymore. Yeah, she said. We're good. They ended the call. And Emily sat there for a second, letting everything settle in her chest. The truth, the boundaries, the release. She didn't get revenge by ruining anyone's life. She didn't yell. She didn't plot. She didn't burn bridges. Her revenge was honesty. Her revenge was finally standing up for herself in a room that always expected her to stay quiet. Her revenge was choosing her life, not the one people assumed she should have. A week later, she received another text from Daniel. Hey, Emily. Reviewed your shop. Want to hop on a call? I think you've got something real here. She smiled. Her life was moving, on her terms, in her time, not late, not behind, exactly when it was supposed to happen. That night, she opened her laptop and started adding new listings, new product photos, new descriptions. Her confidence felt different now, like it wasn't something she had to earn from others. It was something she finally allowed herself to feel. And when she finished updating the shop, she whispered to herself, almost laughing, Happy late Thanksgiving. I guess. She wasn't the daughter trying to catch up anymore. She wasn't the sister falling behind. She was Emily. And she was enough. If you felt this story, if you connected with Emily's journey, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, drop a comment, and share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Your support helps bring more real, emotional life like stories just like this one. Don't forget to subscribe for the next powerful story.